Hello and welcome to another scene set in the Sept of the Howling Winds. Today, we set our scene on surprise the Sept of the Howling Winds. Who would have thought? Somewhere on there, a large expanse of land, which we call a park. Abel has gone to find a friendly acquaintance. He probably doesn't know her well enough to call her a friend yet. Tends to be quite cautious about people. But a friendly acquaintance to discuss the matter of a missing werewolf, and perhaps some other things that could be used to reinforce the sept and the kinfolk that lie around it. And yeah, so Abel's gone off to find Sierra after doing his morning runs and making Binary ugly cry a lot about having to deal with a punch face.
All right. It's not too hard to find Sierra. Sierra's on her way back onto Sept. And she probably hears through the grapevine that Abel's looking for her. And so she goes and finds Abel. Hopefully they may find each other in all this.
Most likely. They might loop around once, but they will find each other.
Yep.
I can't remember if Sierra ever noted anything about introductions, because if not, I will just submit to her again.
Oh, didn't catch that. Sorry, what?
I'm not sure if in their previous interactions, submission has ever been brought up as something that can be like skipped as a formality now between them. If not, Abel would probably just submit to her again because, you know, respect for your superiors.
It's not something Sierra's ever pushed, really, after the first time.
Okay. He'd probably, yeah, then he'd probably submit then, because he hasn't been specifically told not to, a la Jacob playstyle, so, and he's moderate leaning on this issue, so he plays it safe.
Okay.
And also, he doesn't mind it. It's not an issue for him.
Yep. She'll kind of wave to Abel, which is the simultaneous wave that it's okay to tilt your head back down. Also a wave of hello. And she'll say, "Yo, here you're looking for me."
Yes. I was, got word from the higher-ups that you might have some, so that we could coordinate on something I was hoping we could work on.
All right.
I believe you all have been made aware of the attack on the kinfolk just off Sept.
Yeah, I actually went in to investigate that a little bit after it all went down.
Nice. Nice. I was actually, well, I was there at the fight. We killed all of the invaders apart from one that managed to get away from us.
Yeah, I'm pretty aware of him. I actually pretty sure I have a name on him.
Interesting. Been working with facial ID.
If I remember right, the name was Fangs of Discord. I may be remembering it wrong, but that's at least the name I've got. I know that me and my pack to be are going to be taking that opportunity to go ahead and find him, as well as another black spiral that we need to grab up. This other one we can't actually kill. At least not immediately.
I'm interested, if it's possible to tell me, of course, why you wouldn't be able to kill Spiral. Does he have valuable information?
We may require him as a sacrifice to cleanse Desiree. So
I see.
basically, we are going to kill him. We just aren't going to kill him in the heat of battle.
Dead Spiral's Dead Spiral. If Umbra Law run, I wouldn't know. You can go to Erebus and also present it as an alternative. I won't go there. I am too ignorant. But yeah, Abel will just go, yeah, Dead Spiral's Dead Spiral. If it manages to cleanse one that wants to redeem itself, then all the better.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're thinking.
Sounds like a win-win.
Yep.
Does make me wonder, though, how you managed to knock one out without it regenerating immediately. Well, oh, see, he wouldn't say that because you're about to breed when you're knocked out.
Yep.
I completely forgot about that for the past week. I've done some bads.
All right.
Interesting. Fangs of Discord. Know anything else about him? Or her? I couldn't really tell in the heat of combat, to be honest.
Not too much. Not too much. I do know that the other Black Spiral that we're going to be fighting is going to be, well, he's a Theurge and he's going to be flanked by lots of Banes. Me and Kyle are going to be working on. Well, if we have the ability to, at least, we're going to see if we can't develop our countermeasures against that.
Wish I could help more on that issue. Unfortunately, I'm not a Theurge. I'll always be there to help on the data if you need me. I can still do what Galleons do.
I'll keep your name in mind.
No problem.
Was there anything else you needed?
Other than that, well, I guess while I'm here, I should probably make an attempt to actually coordinate with you on thanks to Discord. You said you had his name. Do we know where he's gone, or do you think you can track him?
Yeah, I just got a gift that would probably let me track him.
I think I've heard of that one.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have that order out of a questing stone, so it left me a bit. Fortunately, the tracks he left were too old by the time I went back to revisit them. Ran off back into the city as they always do.
More than likely, yeah.
Surprised we haven't had, or perhaps I've just been blind to it, but you've been having any issues from city side?
In terms of the Weaver, not really.
I just know the worm tends to rest there as well. I'm surprised we haven't been having more issues.
I know that we've had our issues here and there with them, with just things in the city, but right now I don't think much has really jumped out at us yet, aside from all these things with vampires and all that, which is an issue, but it's not like there's another hive in the city, at least not one that we found yet.
And multiple hives in one city? I'd be concerned if that were the case.
Right?
But I mean, I don't know, usually when it goes quiet like this, I should be reassured, but my experience tells me otherwise.
Yeah, that's fair.
Seems like an opportunity for us to be proactive, though.
Yeah, that's what we're taking the opportunity to do.
Yeah, glad to see it happening. I don't have too many connections to the city other than my kin, so not a great deal I can do on that front. Unfortunately, I'm no binary, no glasswalker. I tend to stick to my own. People these days tend to be rather unreliable, for lack of a better term.
That's fair. That's fair.
I haven't found many humans been willing or able to open their mind that aren't kin. Precious when you find them, though.
Well, yeah, they're humans. They're unaware of just a lot of things going on.
Yeah, believe in so many falsehoods in spite of that. You'd think we'd be able to get them to believe the one correct thing. There you go, I guess. How's your day been going? I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, it's just mostly been doing keeper shit and tackling this soul pack thing with Jesse and Kyle and Gabby and them.
Been mostly guardian shit from my end.
Yeah. Have you been talking to anyone about Pack Sweat yet? I think us Foster and Sincleids are long overdue for making a good solid couple.
It's been brought up to me, but I tend to be pretty choosy. I say the pack is family you choose, right? So when you join a pack, at least in my opinion, I better make sure that's true for me. I've never been a fan of packing up for the sake of it.
That's fair. However you do, it's up to you.
Not that I've ever been, burnt by such a thing. Just being burnt by other things has left me a bit more sober on the issue. I can see why people do it spontaneously. Well, not spontaneously, but you know what I mean. Faster than people normally would. We don't have a lot of time. Sometimes.
Yeah.
But it feels like we don't have a lot of time.
In my experience, I have been trying to take my time with it, but I've been here for more than a few months now, and to be honest, I'm kind of know that itch that you feel when you're not. It's getting a lot worse for me. So, yeah.
Sorry, what did she say? That feeling when it's not...
When you're not in a pack? She's basically referencing the Garu's need to be in a pack.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, I understand the feeling. Hey, whatever works for you. Wish you all the best either way.
Yep.
I myself don't really... I just put up with it. Sometimes I run with instinct, sometimes I don't. Half the time depends on what form I'm in, you know?
Yeah.
talking with Kate the other day about it while we were training. She's a pretty good fighter in her lupus form.
Oh, who is?
Kate. Took me a good few minutes to knock her down.
Oh yeah, Kate's very much used to her lupus form.
I managed to last her out. She burnt all her rage pretty quickly. It's a beginner mistake, but she knows that now. She seems a lot more tempered than before. She was a lot stronger than when we first when we first trained. Before, she could barely throw a punch straight. Now she seems like a pretty adept fighter. Did you hear that she killed two of the spirals?
Oh shit! No.
Attack? Yeah, her body count was as high as mine. She fucking
Nice.
fought them, most of which without help. Two of the spirals, well, they came at her one at a time, but Lefty took a really nasty hit, and I had to go help him. Just in case the worst has happened, I had to draw attention away from him, and then Cole started taking some nasty damage as well, so I wasn't able to reinforce her, but she handled it just fine. She would be safe to say that she came out one of the healthier looking guys out of that fight. I'm really impressed with her. Especially considering her prior state of barely being able to fight at all to killing two spirals is remarkably impressive.
Yeah, definitely.
But everyone did well. Lefty and Cole took some nasty hits. Lefty got a bit unlucky. But they pieced themselves together enough.
All right. I mean, they're still kicking.
That's
which,
important.
yeah.
And I have a badge of honor to show for it. No. Nasty fight. We were briefly outnumbered. If one of us went down, the battle would have probably shifted entirely into the spiral's favor.
Yeah.
We were very lucky that we were able to hold on as long as we did. Went down. Started to become a bit clearer to us that we were going to win. Because once momentum begins to shift in a fight, that moves as fast as we do.
Yeah.
To swing that momentum back. Easier when you burn through your rage, though. Like with training with Kate, they lost a lot of their power once they burned through most of their reserves, and their Galliard was god fucking awful. He couldn't howl, he could barely squeal, let alone howl.
Oh, we're talking about theirs?
Yeah, some guy I issued my call to war, and so did they. Pretty much just drowned them out entirely. Can't really give myself much credit for it though. The Galliard was just lackluster.
May have been part of why they went down then.
That's what I was gonna say. It's easy to succeed at failing. That said, I make it sound like it was easier than it was. It wasn't. There was a very good chance that if that Galliard had succeeded, we would not have been in the position that we were in.
Well, it's a good thing.
Pardon? Sorry.
It's a good thing you beat him out then.
Yeah. I suppose it was. We didn't have any Fudges on station, or would have probably felt a lot safer. But no one can be everywhere at once.
Yeah, I know for me, I was was clear on the other side of the steps, and I wasn't able to make it there in time.
I mean, you're doing your part. So long as people contribute, that's all that matters. I mean, you know, to a standard at least.
Yeah.
I'm not implying that I'm Bornor who just accepts everyone. It's not my way, not my tribe's way, but as long as you meet the standard. Desiree didn't do too bad from what I hear either, but she wasn't fighting when we got there. She was trapped in her caravan. I believe she distracted the sparrows to her. But obviously she couldn't take 6 on at once, they'd have eaten her alive, so she locked them out of her caravan to buy us some time. Pretty smart, actually. That's what I call the responsible thing over the glory-seeking thing. If she stayed out there, she would have probably gotten herself killed.
Yeah, sometimes you have to choose life.
She's smart about it. She was pretty banged up even inside the caravan, though. By the time we got there, they were about to tear it open. Like, to the point of literally peel off the roof. Levels of tear it open. Even while we were fighting, there was at least one still trying to tear that damn thing down. I don't know how that rickety piece of shit held itself together for so long. Weaver's webs are hard, I guess.
Oh, yeah? No, okay. No, that should have had to deal with, yeah, no, they're ridiculous.
I can see why Top Gear hates caravans so much. God damn it. I just realized Americans wouldn't get that reference, and it makes me sad.
Yeah, went over this one's head.
Yeah, no, it's a reference to a UK show where they blow up caravans every now and then. Because fuck caravans, they're ugly. Literally the reasoning. Abel was seeing a British show. It's not out of character.
Yeah.
It's popular. People have heard of those guys. But yeah. Other than that, just tell me when you're going to tell of that sparrow dancer, or both of them, and I'll come running and give you a hand.
Oh, sorry?
And you want to, if I just said, once you get on the tail of the sparrow, that one sparrow dancer or both, just give me a call and I'll lend you a hand.
All right, sounds good. Will do.
Yeah. One last thing. I know you want to bring this other sparrow dancer alive. Do you know where you want to keep him, and how are we going to restrain him? Because we actually need to not kill him, which is going to require some delicacy, considering that for the most part we're far too good at that.
Yeah. Since we're gonna have Kyle with us, I'll actually need to double check if he knows. I've seen a couple of children of Gaia do a thing where the claws and fangs don't automatically kill.
OC, what kind of laws do I need to have to know what gifts Garu different tribes can use? Would that have to be specific tribal law, or would that just be Garula in general?
Out of character, I'm not sure. I figured that as long as Sierra doesn't know the exact, like, how to learn it or anything, she can be like, I know this one very notable gift that only children of Gaia have.
Oh, yeah, it's actually specific to children of Gaia, I think. Like literally just children of Gaia, another tribe, another breed.
Yeah, like I don't even think Farah know it.
Yeah, it's like super rare. It's like Abel probably wouldn't know then. I mean, it is dark, but at the same time, it is that specific to that tribe. So, despite Abel's kind of high Garu lore stat, he doesn't have children of Gaia lore, so he wouldn't know. But he will say, that's interesting. Not heard of that gift. Can see why they'd want to use it though. It's useful for hostage situations, I guess.
Yeah.
Or hostage taking, rather. Unless we're building an iron hammer, we Fenrir generally don't take hostages.
Yeah, normally I wouldn't find much of a need to go and start doing captures like this, but it's for a super specific reason.
And a worthwhile one. So
Sorry?
I'm more than happy to lend you a hand. And a worthwhile one. So I'm more than happy to lend you a hand. Not just out of duty or as a guardian, but because I see
Well, hey,
pressing enough doing.
I know we're going to be doing it in the next couple of days, so keep your ears open.
I will. I'll keep my claws sharp and my wit sharper. Oh, there was actually one other thing I did. Sorry, I keep adding things. But I was wondering about the wards on the just off steps in the caravans where the kinfolk live. I've been teaching kinfolk how to fight, but that doesn't really help them if on the Umbra side. I was wondering if there'd be some sort of because it's your area of expertise, if there'd be a way to perhaps reinforce that area, at least until spiritually, at least until we know there's not going to be any further attacks.
All right. I can't make any promises on that immediately, but I can at least go to the Keeper of the Land and see if there's anything we can work out.
Of course, yeah. I wouldn't want you going over anyone's head. This is just something I brought up as a guardian. I've been discussing it for Wormthor in the water, so thought it'd be worth just noting to you, just so you had the idea in your head.
All right, yeah. I actually do have a couple of ideas for things.
I've personally don't involve myself in chimnage too much. I've only been indulging with the Jaeger and Cuckoo recently.
Yeah, that's fair. Start hanging around with the Urges, though. You'll probably get involved in chimnage.
I think we all will to some extent. But that's all the chimnage I've been doing. Largely for personal reasons. But Galliards tend to stand to gain a lot from Cuckoo, so been taking care of that poor old bird. I see you would notice that over the past week, Abel has been collecting feathers from dozens of different birds and stacking them up on the Fenrir shrine.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a burnt offering he makes every Sunday to puts it, and it kind of goes onto the lake. You know which is which. Cuckoo's the feathers and burnt offerings Ego. Because you're a Fjurge, you know things. Sierra knows many weird things. Yeah. Nah, sorry to bother you for so long.
Hey, no, it's no problem. It's no problem. I will say though, I'll definitely keep you on speed dial or speed howl once we go and start finding these BSDs, and I'll definitely at least shoot a word up to the keeper of the land, see what we can do about that, since you do have a point. And maybe if we can set some kind of defense system, even if it's something rudimentary, something that just annoys invaders, it'll be that much more helpful.
It does. I mean, the wards went off, so I mean, it's warded enough so that we know when intruders come on there, but we don't have a spiritual defense on par with the sept. It's just a little awkward them being so close to the sept, not having a defense. I understand why it is that way, but it might have been a slight oversight considering this Kern's age. People just haven't gotten around to it. Had more important things to deal with. Now seems like a good opportunity to start closing loopholes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, my break's coming to a close, and I should probably get back on patrol. If there's anything else, if it is immediately pertinent to you, I'll let you know. Looks like this sept's going through its honeymoon phase, though. He says this as the sept was literally attacked by spirals just like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Well, the apocalypse.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, thanks for hearing me out. I'll see you around.
Yep, I'll see you around, man.
He will, he'll begin taking his leave. As he does. You actually see him begin to shift down as he leaves. Patrolling form. He's pretty archetypal, or also a stereotypical Fenrir wolf. Thick grey coat, pretty large, even by his like hobbit height. He's like a bit disproportionately large to his human form. Because in his human form is hobbit form. Sorry, he's like tall and like well built, like he's well toned, but not necessarily large. He seems quite large and stocky in his wolf form. There's a bit of a contrast there, but other than that, it's quite stereotypical, and you kind of see him lackadaisical, not lackadaisically, because he's on the job now. So
yeah,
quite just kind of prowling off, quite literally prowling. And is there anything Sierra wants to do?
Nope, she's good.
Okay. I think that's a good place for us to end the scene. Thank you, player, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. We'll see you next time.